Hey internet, funny story. So I have been sick for the past week with some sort of respiratory virus. Everything has come up negative. I'm fine. I'm being treated for bronchitis at the moment, so I'm still kind of short of breath. But today is the best that I've felt so far in a week. But meanwhile, while I was down, I did start myself a new project. I had an idea where I wanted to make my own coloring book page. And if you're on my other social media, you may have already seen the finished piece of this. But I did this in Procreate, so my idea was I just wanted to do like a simple pony, or just something simple in general. It turned out to be a pony. But I want to use my Holbein 50 color piece pastel set. So that's what I did. I made myself a pony. Let me show you the final image real quick. And this is my final image. So I've learned a couple of things about making a coloring book page. One, it is difficult. Mainly it's just difficult to fill in space or come up with concepts. I can see how people would really enjoy drawing those busy images that they use in like adult coloring books. I could see where people enjoy that and can relax off of that. Apparently that is not for me. So I have an issue with intricate details and line work. I do not enjoy it, but we did do this. So my plan is I'm gonna print this out. I have in my box of papers, I have just some coloring pencil paper. That's what it says. It says it's for colored pencil. My printer can only hold 8x10 photos, so I can't use anything larger like Bristol board without having to cut it, and that sounds like too much work. But I'm going to print this out in my printer, and then I'm going to use my colored pencils, and we're going to see if we can color this in for fun. So here's my printed out drawing. I do have some like cut off spaces down here, but that's easily fixable. When I drew this, I didn't choose like a size of paper. I literally just chose it and then cropped around it, so that's fine. And then my entire plan this entire time was using my pastel colored pencils. So if I were doing this with anything else, I'd probably do much darker colors, but I really just want to use these pencils. And I'm not a colored pencil artist either, or a professional colorist. So this will probably come out vaguely juvenile. But here's my Holbein 50. I've shown these in another video before. I actually opened these the other day and used them a little bit. So what I may do first, before I even get started coloring, is I may just go ahead and fill out this swatch card. And then what I also kind of wanted to do, the reason why I love these colored pencils so much, I have the smaller set. I got the smaller set first, like the 15 colored pencil set, I think. And the reason why I love them so much is because they go so well with like their watercolor counterparts. So if I have time, I may try to just show you what I mean by that. But for right now, I'm going to swatch out all of these just for completionism's sake. And we'll do that. So this is my finished swatch sheets of the colored pencils. Somebody's probably going to get annoyed that I didn't do that aesthetic enough, but I did just want to show how well I think these colored pencils, they just go with the other Holbein products. So this was a long time ago, I had made swatches of my Holbein Pastel watercolor set, and I don't have direct equivalents of these colors with these colors. But they just go nicely. Like for example, like the shell pink, I do have a shell pink colored pencil here, and then I've got, where did my regular pink go? The regular pink. So the shell pink, it's almost Like the watercolor is a little bit darker on this paper than the colored pencil, but it's still a good representative, and even just the regular pink is a little bit darker. But this is just for like blending sake. If you were, you know, layering on top using watercolors and then using your colored pencils, it just kind of helps with error correction, helps with additional, you know, like definition of your illustration. And then let me see, this is the lavender watercolor, and this is a lavender blue colored pencil, but this is almost a near perfect color match as well. So it's just lovely. I just like that. And then also I have this is the Cosmos Pink in the acrylic gouache, and I have a Cosmos Pink in the colored pencil as well. And even though this is a different medium, different texture, that's almost a perfect pigment crossover. So it's just, you can use all of Holbein's products interchangeably, and that's just why I like their products so much. So anyway, I'm gonna get started on trying to really pastelify this illustration. Again, I am not a professional colorist, so we'll see how this goes. I imagine this is going to look something like what a preschooler would do, but it's all for fun anyway. I don't know how colored pencilists generally tackle their stuff, so I don't know. My childlike intuition tells me to do it like the old way we used to do in coloring books, where you would outline what you want to color and then fill it in. I don't know if I'm going to do that or if I'm literally just going to throw color at it. I think what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start with just the background, and I'll probably just fill that in with a bunch of smalt blue, and then obviously yellow for the stars, and then add like a highlighting yellow. Yeah. All right. The reason why I wanted to make my own coloring page to begin with was because I had accidentally like traversed over to the adult coloring side of YouTube. YouTube started recommending me these videos, and so, you know, a couple of years ago I had taken a hiatus from art altogether, and I've talked about my story with that before on other websites. But when I was on my hiatus, I did see, you know, briefly the adult coloring books became like a thing. It was a popular thing that everybody was doing. And at the time I was kind of intrigued with the idea of coloring books, but I always felt kind of guilty about it, because I was like, why should I color in somebody else's artwork when I'm capable of drawing my own? And yeah, there was like seriously a guilt about coloring in somebody else's artwork. Not because I was coloring in somebody else's artwork, but because I knew that I was capable of doing the entire thing myself from start to finish, which doesn't quite exactly make any sense, but that was what my thought process kind of was. And I think it was mainly just guilt of quitting art. So in any case, I kind of got interested again in this adult coloring book world just because of YouTube a couple of days ago, literally. And I still don't necessarily feel like I should be coloring in somebody else's artwork, because again, I'm capable of doing my own. So I did. I made my own, but it quickly humbled me, very much so. I don't think this is something that I could do all the time, but if anybody else is interested in giving this illustration a try at coloring it in, I will leave like the full-sized file for you to download, and you can click on it and let me know if you do it. But that's the entire reason why I'm doing this. I just wanted an excuse to use colored pencils. I wanted an excuse to give coloring a try, because this is just not something that I do, and I just find that community completely fascinating now. My internal child is telling me that the correct way to color this pen would to make sure all of my strokes are going a singular direction, and I have not been doing that at all. Everything is going every which direction. But I am curious though, because this Holbein set does not come with, first of all, it doesn't come with the white. So that was interesting, because I do have a Holbein white colored pencil that I purchased separately, but I don't know why I was expecting this set to come with the white, and that's kind of sad. But it doesn't come with any sort of a burnisher, is where I was going with this conversation. And I do actually have a Prismacolor burnisher, and I've never even used this before. I just happen to own one, but I've never actually used it. And I am curious to see, is that even the right word? Are these called that? This says mixer colorer. Yeah. Anyways, I wonder what this would look like if I even used it. Does it do anything? Does it make a difference? Because I can't get some of the pigment into the little nitty-gritty areas. Oh, I don't know, maybe it does get a little bit. It's not ruining the paper anyway. There's just some areas I cannot get the pigment to go inside, and maybe that does just kind of help with smoothing a little bit. Or maybe it's just lifting excess pigment off of the page. I didn't really plan this very well. I thought that I wanted to use like all colors of the rainbow, like in its main, but now I kind of feel like I almost need to do like blonde hair or pink hair. But I don't know. I do want to use all the colors of the rainbow. So that's probably what I'm going to do. Probably going to do this all rainbow. This I almost feel like could be pink, but that's a lot of pink. Maybe I'll just do, I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure it out though. So my TV is on, so pardon background noise, but that's about it. This is all that I'm going to do here. So just kind of like a fun coloring book page. Very rainbowy. But otherwise, that's all that I had planned for this video. I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed using my colored pencils and having a reason to use them. But if that was something that y'all enjoyed, again, I'll leave the, the completed image if anybody else wants to give their shot or try at coloring my drawing. Feel free to do so. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. That's it for right now. This will probably be my last video for a while because I will be moving across the country and things are going to get busy here soon. But that's it. Thank you guys so much. Bye-bye.